Well, hello there. Okay, so I don't normally, I am muted. What? No. Okay. So, hey, it's Carolyn J. Carpenter here. I am jumping on an impromptu live on a Friday, I think. Um, so, never one to shy away from a challenge. I've been doing a training all day long with my coach. We talk about coaching all the time in here. And I've been doing a training all day long with my wonderful coach, Evan Pagan. And he sort of challenged us to pop in and talk about turning off things that might be was not, this is total impromptu. We are jumping on. So he told us we're going to pop in, do a live impromptu thing, talking about some of the things that we have been talking about today. We've done a whole all day long training today that has been spectacular things happening. And so I'm taking on the challenge. He was like, who wants to jump in, do a Facebook Live, see what's going on? So I was like, all right, I'll do this. So I'm jumping on live to talk about, well, hey there, Sally, to talk about the critical counterintuitive. And that's something that we've been talking about today. And that might be like, wait, what? But what that is looking at the very thing in our lives, in our screenplays, as writers, as readers, whatever it might be, that is counterintuitive to what you might think is the thing to do. And so I'm popping in just for a few minutes to talk about that for a moment and to kind of share what I've learned. I mean, just within the last couple of hours, it's been a great, amazing day, and I want to share the wealth. So when you think about something that's the counterintuitive thing to do, when it comes to screenplays, the thing that just pops into my head that I think is so, so important is to lean in to the very thing, the very place where you don't want to go. So let's start with as a writer. As a writer, if you're creating characters and you want to create authentic people and you start writing scenes and you start leaning into the characters that have the voice that maybe you're trying to quiet. And we talk a lot about embracing the voices in our head, right? Let's get all of those voices out of your head and onto the page and lean into the ones that are most uncomfortable. Because when you lean into those characters that are super uncomfortable, those are the Oscar-winning screenplays. Those are the ones where authentic people come to life because you are not censoring, you are just allowing that to flow. And then as a reader, when you're looking at a screenplay, the same thing applies, right? If someone is writing a scene and you see, like we are always talking about looking for that hidden gem in a screenplay, well, one of the places to find that hidden gem is within the characters and is within like how authentic they can be. And often a writer will be writing a scene, characters are talking. This is so fun. Sally's here, so I'll do puppets. So this is so fun, and these characters are having a scene, and just as it starts to maybe get a little bit heated, uncomfortable, strange, they cut to the next thing. And what that is not a lack of development, although most readers will define that as a lack of a developed character. What that is a writer shying away from that moment. So as a reader, if you can see like, oh, wait, let's get rid of that scene and let's write the one that was about to come out. So as you're writing, whenever you switch from one scene to the next, ask yourself just a tiny little question. Am I shying away? Am I ending this scene because I don't really want to go where this might lead because it's too scary just for me as a human? And as a reader, when we see a scene end, imagine what the next scene, if that scene were to continue, what might happen between those characters. And maybe you can guide that writer into pulling that thing out, because that's the critical counterintuitive. The very thing that we think is scary, that we're going to shy away from, is the very thing that creates life and joy and bliss and awful and ugly and beautiful and all the mixed up emotions that create a screenplay that is authentic and real and cool, that people will relate to, that people will want. As a reader, this authentic voice that you will create people will clamor to want to work with you. As a writer, this is what will make your screenplay shine. So I just wanted to dive in, kind of came to that realization today as we were working on what are the critical counterintuitive things for readers and writers, and that was the first one that popped into my head. So as always, embrace those voices in your head. get them out onto the page, let them shine, let them speak, stick them in the minivan, drive them around for a little while, let them ruminate, and then get them on the page. And as a reader, when you're reading screenplays, look for those voices that might be the dad or the mom or the side characters. That might be where the gem actually is. And that's the character that needs to be developed, because that's the voice that we're not really like exploring and listening to. So just wanted to dive in, share that little tidbit, and then move on with my bad self. So have a beautiful weekend. We will be back this week with our regular scheduled trainings, but I just wanted to pop in and share that little nugget. All right, you guys, have a fabulous weekend. All right, or whenever you watch this. And if you're watching this right now in this moment, it's like life is beautiful that we can spend any of this time talking about these kinds of things, listening at any time that you're listening to this. Life is wonderful. Go make it happen. Talk to you soon. Bye.